I heard Razor Sword. And, Andy, did you notice the slide we made? I don't know why it's not updating. I think it's because my cookies are saved on this or something like that, but it should be updated. Yep. Just seeing how we're starting. Yep. Just seeing how we're starting. Shoot. Alright, audio should be live. How's everyone doing? This is PAX Prep brought to you by the PAX Community Discord. We're going to be going over a lot of things tonight about PAX East. I'm sure a lot of you watching are new to PAX East. What's a PAX? We have already people from our server swarming in. Pixels by night.
Hi, everybody.
So,
What's going on, guys?
Just for a
Hello.
quick introduction, we got myself, I'm GFX, co-community leader slash graphic designer for the server. I got Ande, which is the leader slash owner of the server.
Hi.
And then we got RJ or Z Rich, who is one of our moderators.
And Enforcer.
And an enforcer.
Don't forget that.
I'm an enforcer.
for one PAX.
That is still an enforcer. Um, and then we got Matt, who is one of our streamers, and he also does a lot of extra behind the scenes stuff for us too. So he's kind of more than that now, but yeah.
They just use me as utility. It's okay.
It's fine.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, tonight we're going to be going over a lot of stuff that we've learned over the years from PAX. We have PAX veterans going back. RJ, when did you start going?
At the first East in 2010.
Yeah, so all the way back from
This
then.
is my 10th year of PAX.
Yeah, so you got people go from that. We have other people in here that aren't big on East yet, such as Andy.
Hi.
And then me and
This
Matt.
is my second PAX East.
Yeah, me and Matt are regular East goers, as well as a couple other ones in the past.
But
year
not
or
as
two.
vet as RJ, of course.
RJ is the big boy vet plus enforcer.
Yes.
Yep, that's true. But he's not vet like at PAX West or anything. He doesn't know the ins.
Oh.
I haven't gone to PAX West yet. Soon, one day.
One day we'll get you over there.
So let us know also volume wise, which we tried to set everything up right. If you anyone,
Sounded good to me.
It does sound good. Okay, so we should be
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yes, West type pixels.
So in
West
order
type.
to not keep this intro going for too long and get into what people actually wanted to see, we're gonna switch over to some stuff about what you should be doing and preparing yourself for before the event even starts. I don't want this to like drag on as long, honestly, as the other streams we've done. So I think we could just go around real quick and just say what everyone thinks. Like I won't give everyone like the same time. We'll just have a normal conversation this time.
Because
About
that's gonna go really well.
we're gonna try. We're gonna try. About what everyone thinks is the best way to like prep beforehand. We're not going into what you should bring yet. That's a whole separate section. So yeah, that sort of stuff.
Okay. Because I was gonna say badges. Just putting out there.
Yeah, I mean, by now... Oh, that's actually a good point to bring up, because I have a lot of people on my Twitter asking me about that. We are now a little over a week out, a week and a half or so out from the event. If you have not received badges and you selected mailing or delivery, whether international or not, and you don't have them by now, reach out to PAX. It's PAX_questions@paxsite.com. Reach out to them like ASAP, because you should definitely have them by now.
There you go.
There you go. So anyway, before PAX, what are we doing?
Making sure that you have your hotel, making sure you've got your flight, making sure that you have your stuff. I guess that's my thing. I just make sure that I have everything arranged.
Yeah, I go through my mental checklist of like the most important things for me to bring. Comfortable shoes, socks, like the clothes, the whole 9 yards, but more for on the show floor, like hand sanitizer, power bank, like a bag to carry.
You were
Like,
getting
that's
into
not
what
too
to
heavy.
bring.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
to be fair,
Well, this
You're
is
just going
this
through
is the
mental
before I get
checklist.
there. That's
Yeah,
my mental
this is-
checklist.
I suppose.
just
I mean,
do
I guess I
everything.
could combine them, but I was thinking like more. All right, so maybe I should steer this conversation in a different direction first. There's
also yes, flu shots, razor sword.
There's
Definitely
a lot
flu
of things
shots.
I think some people should just like. All right, yeah, this is a better way to put it. There's things people should probably know before getting into the actual convention center. Some things that you might not be able to figure out as easily once you're already there. Like here's a good example where we can like lead the conversation. A lot of people that go to PAX have anxiety or social anxiety, and they want to experience PAX, which is awesome, right? But if they get overwhelmed, like what happens? Like, do they know where to go? Like, that's, I think, important things that someone should know before the event. So the answer to that is the
AFK lounge.
So does someone want to explain what that is really quickly?
I'll let RJ say it. 'Cause he's the
So
enforcer.
the AFK lounge is a place where if you ever need to de-stress, if you need time to yourself, if you need a quiet place to relax, if like the show's getting overwhelming, because culture shock or like it's the shock of like the sheer size of the convention can get to a lot of people. The AFK lounge is a place for you to do that. They have people there who can talk to you, who can offer some support. They can't really like, they're not a replacement if you have like a therapist or someone like that. They're not a replacement for that, but they can offer just the general help. They can help you get in contact with whoever you need to speak to.
I will say some of them are registered as therapists. There are a few people who actually are therapists and certified. So not that they can't provide it, but they should not be your replacement for your therapist.
Yes.
They can provide you the therapy though.
Yeah, they can provide you like a person to talk to, a place to de-stress. And it's I've used it a few times at East when I got a little overwhelmed from just a couple of shifts that I worked, and it works wonders. You don't have to like necessarily need a therapist to go there. It's just if you need like a really quiet place, because there's like conversations are kept, the volume is kept to a minimum. Like there's no phones, there's no music playing, there's none of that. Like so, it's actually a legitimately quiet space for you to relax in.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily somebody who needs like therapy, but for me, like getting away from the crowds, the easiest place for me to do that is the handheld lounge. That just always feels like the quietest place for me. But I know some people like going to the AFK lounge is a lot better of an option just because it's even more quieter, and there's actually like social distressors that lets you just not be worried about like finding a place to sit or sitting next to like 5 people who are playing a game kind of loudly, that kind of thing. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Yeah, so the handheld lounge is also at East is usually a really good example. It's usually like an open hallway type of thing, usually by console attorneys, right?
It's usually off in its own area.
Yeah. It's got usually lots of bean bags around the area. You can sit down.
Pull up the map later.
Yeah, I was gonna say let me pull up the map, but then I realized I'm not streaming.
So it's fairly a relaxed area as well. So even if you want something a quieter area, but you don't want to take the full step down into like a library type of esque setting, you can just go to like, for example, the handheld lounge with maybe your Switch, your DS, even just your phone. You don't like technically have to actually be playing something. You could just
we sat there at West for like 2 hours just talking.
Oh yeah, we did.
It's a fun place to relax. Just like maybe I'll touch on like 1 or 2 more things because obviously we can go into so many things. What's up?
Hold on, real fast. For the chat, if you do have questions, I've got a notepad up, so I'm gonna just copy paste questions as you ask them. If they don't fit where we're at, because we'll have a section at the end where we'll go over questions.
Yep.
And lucky Marlene, thank you for pointing out that flu shots take 2 weeks to develop. That is a good point. Anyway, continue.
A little.
Just another because I think like places like those are good for people to know beforehand. Obviously, there's plenty of stuff we could talk about, but that's stuff you can experience like when you're there, and it's like not a big deal. Just another thing that's kind of sometimes secluded. Not so much as it is at some events, but at East it still could be something kind of to the side of things. Is the diversity lounge. And Brandon, you want to go into that?
It's diversity lounge is kind of I won't say it's a relaxing space. It's not like the handheld lounge.
Yeah, I didn't mean it was the same as the, you know what I mean, but it was just.
The diversity lounge, great though. If you are trying to find people that you are part of in a community, there's usually like LGBT representation, trans gamers representation, gamers in general. There's a lot of like diverse communities in there that you can find part of. One of the groups that usually goes to it, they're at South and at East, but they're different groups. At South, they're called the Houston Gamers, and then at Boston, they're the Boston Gamers. So same group, they come from the main branch of gamers, but Boston Gamers, they're there at East, and they host it's either the pre or the last night party that we've posted in our Discord.
I believe it's isn't it pre-PAX?
I think it's not the pre-PAX dinner.
No, I know that, but isn't it like a pre-PAX
like the
thing?
first night party kind of thing, I think is what it was.
Oh wait, it is an after party. It's not after the entire event. It's Saturday, March 30th at 8:30 p.m.
Gotcha.
It's at Cathedral Station.
Yeah, there you go.
If you join our server, if you're not already in there, you can just see it in announcements, all the details, if you're interested in that, if that sounds like something you want to do. We also have a whole party list actually saved if you go in our East channel. There's a bunch of after and before parties.
People have posted them.
Yep. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff in there too.
Okay.
So we went over Diversity Lounge, we went over AFK. Is there any other thing like in that kind of ideology vicinity that we should go over beforehand before we switch to like during the event stuff?
There's usually some. If you're not, there's obviously some more areas that aren't just entirely laid back, but it's definitely a much more chill area, like the Jackbox stage.
It's
It's
another good
always
place to
like a
relax,
nice
yeah.
little area to hang out. You kind of can just anonymously hop in the game too. So if you're looking to not really physically talk to people, but still partake as a group, Jackbox is always a nice thing to do.
Don't they have a
Um,
dance stage as well?
They
Yep.
do.
Yeah,
it's
that's different.
It's a Just Dance stage on the opposite side.
Listen,
Yeah, that's
I need to
across
get my
one of the
dance
sky
on.
bridges if it's in the same place as last time. I don't,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
across
I
from
think
the
it
Jackbox
was on the
stage.
map this year, but yeah.
It
Yep.
is.
All right. I think that's everything before because then we're just gonna get into like other sections of this.
Well, you want to also, because there was RJ saying the mental checklist, but you should also have some kind of like physical thing you have, like actually like saying like I need to grab this. I want to have like 4 shirts, etc. Like kind of
Literal
start
checklist.
developing that a little now, just so you're not kind of frantic about it at the
that's true.
ends,
Yeah.
and then you're pulling stuff and you forget something, because that would not be what you want to do. So
And make sure that you're looking at the guidebook. Download the PAX app so that you can look at the maps, study them, make sure that you know where everything is. As well as the best thing to do is make your schedule. So like if there are panels that you want to go see, make sure that you set up preferences to be alerted certain times of the day for panels. Make sure that you add certain panels that you want to go see to your schedule, so that way you do get alerts, because you're not going to remember, nor will you have like really great access to the PAX app while you're actually at East. So it's good to have it beforehand. So the PAX app is definitely something I recommend downloading and starting to build the schedule off of. I actually do this with my group is for West. We make a shared calendar, and I throw in the events that we all want to go to, and then put in like reminder options and stuff like that, so that I remember, okay, I need to go eat lunch. Let me go grab my group, or there's this panel I want to go see, and I know that the line's going to be very long, so I want to start heading up there an hour and a half beforehand, kind of thing.
Like the Gearbox panel.
Like the Gearbox panel.
Like the PAX Community Discord. I'm just kidding. Okay. All right. I think now we're covered. Maybe, I don't know.
just to quickly address a question in chat. Yeah, so you just respond to that. But like for parties, usually parties are basically entirely independent. It's up to the organizer about if it's private or not. A bunch of them are in places that do have open bars, so some of them are 21 plus. So you want to keep up a little bit with that and actually look into like what party is what if you're interested in going, just so you don't get there and you might get turned away if you're not over 21, for example. But yeah, they're mostly all independent.
Cool. All right. I mean, we could also touch on that during the event stuff too. Let me switch the slide because the slide really makes the stream.
Oh no.
All right. So yeah. So stuff during the event. So now we could talk about like more of the stuff that you guys were going.
Wait,
into.
we skipped over what to bring.
I mean, I guess we can. Listen. I have my slides all over the place. Like, if you want to do that first, listen. It makes
I would do the what
the
to
way
bring before
all
the
right,
during the
it
event.
makes more sense your way, but my slide order. All right.
Listen, GFX. At that point, I can then go over my mental checklist.
Go over it.
All right.
Do it.
Well, listen. We're at the what to bring slide now.
I'm excited.
I'm not going back to the other slide. What to bring? What do we bring other than socks, shoes, underwear, that sort of stuff?
Well, in terms, yeah, deodorant, water. What I usually bring is it, regardless of like how many. If you bring an outfit for each day, bring a complete extra outfit, like an extra shirt, extra pair of pants, extra underwear, extra socks, just in case if like something spills on your pants, if something like if you step in a puddle and your socks get wet, something like that. Extra pair of shoes because you're gonna be walking around a lot. Is my go-to.
I'm really bad about that. I do the opposite of what you just said. I do not bring that many pairs of shirts because I know that when I go there, day one, I'm going to be buying about 3 shirts already.
I mean that's fair. That's
Pants though and stuff. You can't really.
Yeah, pants though. Yeah, pants and the other stuff. Definitely, you need to bring extras up. But shirts, I like pack maybe 2 shirts because I know that I'm going to get a Discord shirt.
Razor made a good point. Try to survive the PAX weekend by only getting free clothes.
Exactly. That's exactly
Dude,
what
I feel like after your first PAX, or at least like one of the bigger ones, you learn that like like at least if you're one of the people that wear like the shirts that you get like the next day, like you could literally pack like 2 t-shirts and have enough clothes for like a 5-day weekend.
Fun
Pretty
fact I
much.
have.
Yeah, like I just don't pack shirts anymore because I just go home with so much stuff that I haven't even
Yeah.
worn.
And
Like
and
all of our
I mean,
Pragmatic
so
Discord
bad.
shirts.
Yeah, like
exactly. All those.
But there's also like the important stuff to bring with you to the con, which is like a bag to carry around the expo hall, power bank, charging cable, hand sanitizer, uh, money, obviously cash.
just to,
I would say cash is king at most places.
Yeah, cash is a really good idea to have, like maybe $100 to $200, because there's a lot of places that are like, we can take card, and my experience was that they try to swipe your card and there's no internet, so they're like, well, our internet's not working very well right now. Maybe you should come back in like an hour. It's like, are you just gonna hold my stuff, or are you gonna sell through it because I'm bringing a card?
for the first
So.
time at PAX South, I saw a booth that was only card only. And,
Oh, that's true.
like I was annoyed by that. I was like, all right, but yeah, so like just be wary of that. Like if you're trying to bring like all cash, maybe like have a couple bucks on card for backup. It's really like such a like small chance that a booth does that. It was, what was it? It was the PlayStation's like demo booth thing for that one game. It was.
Oh, I
But
do remember that now.
They had the Penny Arcade pin, and guess who couldn't get it? Because I didn't want to put money in my card. But anyway, that's
and
a
Sign
me
brings up a
problem.
good notice, is that make sure that you're calling your card company to let them know that you're traveling.
Yeah.
Some card companies are usually okay with you traveling like within the country. Like my cards don't care if I call them and be like, yeah, I'm traveling to Massachusetts. They'll be like, okay, what do you want? But there are some card companies that are like, you're going out of state, you need to let us know beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're like, it was really far up, and I think it already fell off the chat. But oh yeah, was it? I don't want to pronounce this wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Wheezy knife. Wheezy
Oh,
knife?
I copied that.
Yeah.
I copied the question. He
I'm
asked
just gonna
about the
answer
giveaway
because
stuff.
it just kind of goes with what we were talking about. Yeah, so we were talking about freebies. A lot of booths do like free shirts and lanyards and everything for either doing demos, or sometimes you could just literally be walking by and they're handing them out. And then other booths do, like Discord usually does like play a game at their booth, wait online and play a game. You get a shirt. Or you
They
get a
also
ticket.
have Perfection.
Yeah, Perfection sometimes does shirts. It all depends on their event. They
No. You play Perfection to win a shirt.
Yeah,
So,
but at South it was also, you can play a game and get a shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. you can do
Marlene
either.
brought up a good point to call your bank if you're from out of state and let them know.
Yeah,
that
we
you
talked
were-
about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, or you can use,
lot
if
of-
you have an app, a lot of times they let you do it on there too.
Yeah.
That's
app
true.
It's a lot
their
easier,
app
so.
usually says that. And then there was something else that I saw that bringing a Switch. I always recommend definitely bringing like a handheld console. It used to be the 3DS, but now we have Nintendo Switches, so that's kind of the big thing to bring, is that. I've seen people bring like little card games with them and play card games in line, especially for like the long lines. I remember standing in line for Nintendo and people were playing Catan, the whatever that card game is. I think it is
Settlers of Catan.
Settlers of Catan. There you go.
The
that
card
one.
game?
It's like it's kind of a card game, but I don't know. It's a tabletop game, but they were playing it in line, literally.
That's
And it was
interesting.
like, okay, that's how long the line lasts, is an entire game of Settlers of Catan. So
That's a long line.
it was at capped. It was like a 4-hour line. I think we ended up standing in line for 3 hours. This was the West before Pokemon Let's Go came out, so everyone was in line for either that or Super Smash Brothers.
All right, just to, because we are like way off topic, and it seems like we want to just get into the during the event. Just to wrap up,
Yep.
your basic things other than the clothes. Well, actually, I feel like the best piece of advice you can give for East in particular is just check the freaking weather a couple days before and pack according to
Yes.
that. Because like,
So, yep.
right, yeah, right now it just doesn't matter what the weather says. Probably gonna be different like tomorrow on the forecast. If you can, like if you're like say leaving the Wednesday before PAX or Thursday of PAX, depending on what days you're going or something like that, check like the beginning of that week. That's probably a lot more accurate. Or that's like the closest you're probably gonna get, unless you're checking like the day before. So yeah, if you have to pack
Yeah.
in advance,
Yep.
I think East has the most variable weather, doesn't it?
because it's right.
Yeah,
in that
it
week.
does. As of right now, as somebody local in the Boston area, it's been getting warmer the last couple days.
Thank God.
So all the snow that's on the ground is starting to melt, so everything's really soggy and it's kind of disgusting right now.
Beautiful.
I don't anticipate more snow, so it might be a warmer east.
You heard it here first. No snow.
Yeah, it might actually be. 'cause
My
the
first
snow-
East, I remember middle of the day, all of a sudden snow, and I was like, "What's going on? It's snowing." It happened.
You just got to be thankful that you weren't there for 2017. All right.
And there was like a snow blizzard or whatever.
It was.
Yeah, it was literally a blizzard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was -5 degrees out. It was horrible.
I had to walk a mile to the convention center from my hotel that year.
So did I. Oh my God, it was horrible. It was. But I mean, listen for PAX.
drove it.
Like,
It's okay.
come on, you're gonna do it for PAX though. Like, everyone will deal with it. For PAX.
There was a question from Wabbit Swayer asking best advice for first time PAX attender non-streamer.
Water.
Water.
I'm sorry.
It's always the
Water,
best.
deodorant.
It's just the vid in me.
Right.
Um,
Vid is channeling himself through us.
Yeah, it's an inside thing that
water,
some people.
Bathroom stuff. Make sure that you're, showering regularly.
We kind of just like
and
brushed
then-
over his question with like a meme. No, like really, like stay hydrated throughout the weekend. It's like really
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, and then plan ahead. Make sure that you're looking at the PAX app, figuring out where you want to go. If for first timers though, I sometimes sway away from like planning ahead and just experiencing it. Just
Yeah.
go and like try to find things that interest you. Don't necessarily make it like your mission to stand in a 4-hour line for something. You more want to experience the rest of PAX and not just the line at PAX.
Yeah.
The line's fun.
So you also want to keep in note as well, especially if you're a first timer, bags. There is some very heavy bag checking and security when you get into East, especially if it's cold out. I mean, they're gonna let everyone into the convention center earlier. You're not gonna get into the queue hall or any of the panels, but you're just gonna let you inside. But that if you're in the bag check line, that's really long. If you can avoid bringing a bag, or you can bring like a drawstring bag that's like really foldable, that you can put maybe in your pocket or something, and you can get into the non-bag line, that's a lot better than having to sit possibly the 40+ minutes in that line outside.
That is
so
the
you want to
best.
be be careful with that.
It's not going to happen on first day, but if you have a BYOC badge, put your bags at your desk at BYOC and just leave them there. That way, if you have to go in and out of the convention hall, you're not carrying a bag, which means that you get to go on the bagless line. Your stuff is all in BYOC. So
Going off of what Andis said about like not standing in a line for 4 hours and going like seeing the convention. Another thing for first time PAX goers to realize is you're not going to be able to see everything. There's just no feasible way for you to see everything, but PAX is designed that way, so that way there's always something for you to do. So look at the schedule, plan what you want to do, pick a few things that you really want to see and make a point to try to get to them, but have backups and have like backups for your backups. But like, just know that if you can't see one of the things that you want to see, there's a million other things for you to go and check out.
for sure.
Tabletop, there's game demos, there's free play, there's panels, there's so many things.
Even vets like us don't see everything, and we want to see everything. Like
No, I
at this
don't.
point, we're like we want to hit everything, but we're just that we know that's not feasible.
I was about to say something like kind of.
Reina, the booths are the same each day. The difference though is that your booth at the beginning of the show may not have as much stuff at the end of the show, and sometimes booths will close down like midway through.
You're
like,
forgetting
we saw it
the
south.
indie mini booth.
Indie
or-
Mega Booth is the only exception, depending on the
Oh,
developer.
true. Yeah, the developer
That's
may migrate or change or something like that.
Well,
but
there's also the
your-
mini
your-
booth,
the mini booth,
the indie mini booth, or whatever they call it. They're like smaller
the
booth.
mega booth.
No, the mega booth is the big thing in the middle, and then there's a small section of that booth where there's like smaller devs. There's like, I don't know, it's like between like 6 and 10 of them, and they rotate after 2 days, like so Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, so there's
Right.
there's a group that's Thursday, Friday, and then they leave after those first 2 days, and there's another group of devs that come in that will set up for the remaining 2 days.
Right. But
So-
they're not listed on the booth. Like, or they're
They
not
are.
listed on
They
the
are, but
schedule.
they're on Indie Mega
the
Booth's
schedule.
website is what it is.
Yeah, it's on Indie. So
Yeah.
we're talking about the map itself.
I'm
Mhm.
just
You're not
saying.
going to see like Nintendo randomly readjust itself somewhere
Yeah.
else entirely.
But regardless, like I'm just saying that because you could see, like, actually be in the expo hall and see that vendor, and then like
Oh,
on
yeah.
a Friday, and then try to come back on Saturday, and they're not there anymore. I just want
So
to
just remember,
point
it's
that
the indie booths.
out. All right.
Indie Mega and Indie booth. Those are the only ones that'll change.
All right, fine. Do we have any other questions like about this stuff right here? Because just before we like keep going because we're on the during event now. All right, so
We've moved on.
we could talk about anything
I haven't
about
seen
the event.
anybody say anything else asking about what to bring.
Okay.
People have started asking about like
Mhm.
actually at the event.
So I can't. Ensign said I can't remember if it's handy if you buy some oversized thing like a chair. You won't be able to set that. Well, I mean, you probably might be able to get away within a line, but you're not gonna be able to set anything up in the expo hall. So if you bring something like that, you're carrying it around. So
Like a
be
chair.
little,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
like a
So be
camper chair,
careful
right?
with it. Like, I'm assuming a folding chair or something. Yeah.
That's why most people do those like the tripod type chair, like the stool
Yeah.
things.
Like
Yeah.
on the outside, you might be able to do it, but like, and maybe in certain lines, but not if it's gonna take up a huge amount of room.
I think.
I meant like if you
'Cause-
buy something. Oh, if you buy something, not actually. Okay, that makes a little bit more
Oh.
sense. That's what I thought it was.
Oh,
And most of the time they'll like you set up like shipping. You,
Sometimes.
there is a post office inside of the BCEC as well.
Yeah, it's a FedEx. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's one in East.
I'm pretty sure for the
WS.
chairs themselves though, like those are shipped. Because I'm pretty sure
Oh,
they
I
only
would
have a
assume.
finite limit there that they show off, and then they set up orders if you want to bring one home. I could be wrong. Like I think I saw that like 2 years ago that they were shipping. It could have also been because
Yeah.
they're out, but
It's like placing an order online. They just place the order online at PAX.
yeah, and there could be like a
and then
discounted
just
price
set it to
though.
ship.
But
Yeah, it might be discounted. Yeah. Because I know like that there's that tabletop company that sells like literal tables.
what Wormwood?
Yeah, Wormwood. There you go. They do not give you the box there. Like they're not like, here's your table. No, they ship that, and they give you like a small discount for buying it at PAX, I think.
There was another question too. What is the general process for signing up for amateur comps? I'm assuming you mean like tournaments.
yeah, the ones
Usually
on the
you sign up the very early
The day of.
morning, day of. So like
Yep.
10 a.m., 11 a.m., depending on how fast signups go. At the place that it's supposed to happen. So like, let's say you're doing like a Mario Kart tournament, you would go for like the 3DS. You would go to like the tabletop tourney area.
No,
Not tabletop.
Handheld.
Yeah, I don't know why I said
It's like,
tabletop.
what?
Handheld. Yeah,
why
I
would you
don't
go to
know why I was-
tabletop?
And then you would go sign up there for it in the morning, and then
And
you come
yeah.
back at the specified time.
Ensign says, you should show up as early as possible for some of the bigger ones, like Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. Those ones will sign up pretty
The
quickly.
Smash tournament
Pokemon.
at South filled up in 3 minutes.
Yep, it was legit, like already done 3 minutes in. But like stuff like Pokemon and Don't Talk or Keep Talking, Don't Explode. Those ones won't fill up as quickly. So you can generally get in with like an hour. So the big ones are like you probably should make those the first thing you hit. Don't even stand in line for anything else.
Hey, Razor Sword was commenting on what I was going to actually go into, which was well, I was going to go into like the queue line thing and say how like that kind of works real quick. So yeah, as he mentioned, I don't know who's reading chat and who's not. The building ute typically opens at 8 a.m. Where, well, like, and as Matt mentioned earlier, if it is like freezing cold outside, they'll typically open it earlier to accommodate so people aren't freezing outside.
Which is the most confusing thing possible.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
last year was so bad. Thursday, I didn't.
All right.
I'm gonna complain real fast. Thursday, I walked in, probably like 7 o'clock ish, kind of thing. I think it was, and there's two sides of this line that's going on. No one said anything about the other side. Everyone was lining up on the left side, and they were just letting people in on the right side, even if you had a bag.
Oh, I remember
but no one
this.
was directing anything. So I stood in line for like an hour outside waiting to get in when I
This
could have just
idiot.
walked myself over to the right side and gone in. But, there's no direction. So I'm
There
just
were
sitting there.
signs. They probably weren't up Thursday.
There were no signs. There
No,
was
no,
a
I
man.
remember
There was a
it.
security guard
Yeah, I
between
remember
both
it.
lines pointing it, but he wasn't doing his job. He was just standing there doing nothing.
Getting
Anyway,
paid.
queue line. You can start lining up for the queue line at 8 o'clock. There's its own dedicated area in the expo hall. It actually ends up becoming where you do like autograph sessions later on in the day. Or at least for most autograph sessions. I'm pretty sure actually all of them that are on the that are actually called autograph session on the schedule are in that area. But you just basically walk into the building and head left, and you could start lining up at 8 o'clock. The people that line up in there are going to be the first to enter the expo hall, so if you're trying to play something brand new, or one of the big AAA booths, and the ones that are going to have like 3-4 hour lines, you'll probably be interested in doing that, because otherwise they do not let anyone else in the expo hall until those guys are flooded in, so about 10:30-ish.
It's on level 0 is the queue room. It's over by PAX Arena in the very back. They start the queue room there, and then it goes out of the expo hall, up the escalators, and down through that left wing.
What?
It's
looking
near
at the map right
Cuttlefish
now.
Theater.
It's near Cuttlefish.
Yeah, you don't have to. The queue line is usually pretty contained.
Yeah, I know. Well, Saturday we were walking down the left side, and we hit the dance stage, and by then they were already like, all right, here's the line for the queue hall, and it was like,
oh yeah, well that's a queue hall, like that's the queue line overflow.
Yeah.
Because the room fills up. They basically just bring people in a straight line all the way up to the front lobby. It's just what they do with the extra people.
Yep.
Gotta get through earlier.
I don't know. Are we staying on here, or do we go to the next section?
I think
It depends if there's any real questions about like stuff that happens during the event or anything like that, or
during the event.
Quite frankly, despite that thing we
Tournaments.
talked about with the bags, I highly recommend bringing a bag regardless. I'd rather wait and still have the ability to have like my portable battery and everything on me, a place for a drink, maybe a snack, some merch, and not have to deal with carrying it all. Snack.
Because you totally snack while you're at.
I eat merch.
Merch?
you eat
Yeah.
merch.
I eat
You eat
merch.
pins?
Yeah.
Pins are delicious. Usually pretty good.
If anyone didn't see already, by the way, merch banner is up, and Pin Quest should be up in the next couple of days.
Hopefully.
Most likely. Pin Quest is usually the last thing to come up.
Yeah.
But I think for South, everything's like I'm relating back to South, but I think for South, actually, merch banner came second. But I could be wrong. I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, I think they had Pin Quest before the merch banner.
Yeah, Pin Quest came out early.
Maybe it might just not be ready. That's all.
Do check the food at the convention that's free last year was. I was like, what? Cool. I'm going to the next section. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Remember when Discord had cookies at the booth?
Nope.
No, that wasn't Discord. That was
No, Discord had chocolate chip cookies. They
The Sea of
baked.
Thieves.
they
the
used
Chips
to.
Ahoy.
That was a while ago. They did that in popcorn.
That's
Yeah.
when they had their tiny booth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there was another booth that was giving out Chips Ahoy cookies.
That was Sea of Thieves, I think.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, well,
maybe.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, there's a couple of game companies that because I remember people walking around like the Chips Ahoy bags, like the little bags of
Tanarin
Chips
or
Ahoys.
Tanarin has confirmed.
Sea of Thieves.
All right, I'm going into the next section. You can't stop me this time. It's tips
know
and
what it
tricks.
is.
It's the things
Oh.
that the veterans learn from going to PAX East.
Haven't we already gone over like a bunch?
We've gone over a
I
bunch.
mean, yeah,
but
it's
there's
more
some
of-
nitty gritty ones.
Yeah, it's like we went over things like to prepare you like from not going in like blind-eyed. Like this isn't gonna be like a long section or anything. Just anything anyone might want to share. That might be a little.
I think
secret.
RJ should start because he's the vet here.
Plan,
That's
plan,
not
and plan again.
That's not a trick.
That isn't. No, that's a tip. Is to
True.
plan.
He got you there.
I have fooled myself by naming it this.
It's just planning is key if you want to try to see the things that you want to see. Look at the map, try to figure out where you want to go. Learning where booths are is a great little trick. Like trying to, if you're looking at the expo hall map, and you see all the way to the right where Corsair and the merch booth is, that's what you're going to be looking at when you're coming down the stairs. So from there you can kind of figure out like what your route would be to go to different booths from those main escalators.
Now I get what you're getting. Yeah, like finding like anchor booths, kind of like the base your
Oh, yep. That's what I was gonna say.
navigation off of.
Using landmarks.
Yeah.
Because the map is sometimes really difficult to like keep track of where you are. Like you'll look at the map and you'll be like, okay, I'm between these two booths, and you'll look at the map, you're like, I don't see any of those booths. I don't see where I am. What am I doing?
Learn where the big booths are. The stuff that hangs from the ceiling, like the Indie Mega Booth sign,
Discord.
the Discord sign, that kind of thing. Learn where those are and use those landmarks to figure out, okay, I saw this vendor over by like a couple booths away from the giant Indie Mega Booth. So now that you know where the Indie Mega Booth sign is, you can then look at that and go beeline right there, and then from there find that vendor again that you saw.
And to add on to that trick, one that I used with Drew last year, is use those so that you can tell people where you're at. So when your group has split up and wants to meet up for lunch, you can easily tell people, hey, I'm over by the Discord booth, or hey, I'm between these two booths over here. And that way they can identify where you're at and meet you in some place.
That brings me to a trick. Haha, I knew we'd get there eventually.
That is a trick.
That's kind of still a tip. Listen, there's a fine line between these two. That has made me think of something. Most of your phones are LTE/4G. The convention center sucks for cellular. Switch to 3G, and you might see faster speeds to talk to your friends. That's my trick. That
varies.
I have had success with that every year with Verizon, and my friend has had success with that with AT&T. So, yeah, your mileage may vary, but look, there's 50% of the most common things. Then there's just T-Mobile and Sprint.
T-Mobile works better when you have the 4G LTE on in BCEC.
Look, Looney agrees. It is a trick. Like, we're talking fine line here, but it's a trick. And also, Razor Sword brought up a good point before, too. Merch can run out. That's completely unrelated to what I was talking about. Merch can run out if in the weird sizes. Well, I know I say weird, just like more uncommon sizes. Like,
I need to say it. Tanner brings up a good trick. Is remembering where each theater is. They're based off of what they do. If they fly, if they swim, if they run on ground, their names are based off of the level that they're at. So anything that flies is up at the top. Anything that runs on the ground is on level 1. Anything that swims is at the bottom.
They're also in an ABCD formation.
Yes.
So ABCD, the first letter, basically tells you what quadrant of the convention center it's on. So you can figure out Bumblebee. Bumblebee is basically on level 1. Is it
because it flies.
It flies.
That's and then, level 2.
Level 2. Yeah. Level 1 is ground floor.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you guys have a basement.
But yeah, so Bumblebee is on level 2, and because B is basically the front right of when you're looking at from the front of the convention center.
To the front.
It's right there.
Yeah.
So.
And then Cuttlefish is the only theater that's on level 0, and it's in the C quadrant, which is the back left.
Yeah, the BC's. I'm sorry, I'm just reading too and thinking. The upgraded Wi-Fi from a few years ago actually is a huge improvement. It was like one of the only reasons we were able to do trivia at our panel.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's right.
It kind of worked.
It worked okay. Like
I'm so sorry.
We had some throttling and some minor bumps, but it went actually pretty well.
West we had really bad. Yeah. West was the worst. I don't know why the internet was so bad at West. Wi-Fi, and then Razor Sword said something about 3G, 4G.
All right. If that's it, I have a whole nother section that we have to go in quite in depth because it seemed like everyone wanted to do it in the beginning, so now everyone's got to do it now.
Wait. Looney had a trick.
I'm waiting.
Looney has a trick. It's a big trick about food. If you want to get dinner at a normal dinner hour at a sit-down restaurant, make reservations the morning of. Boom.
Honestly,
something that we should have done several times.
We made reservations.
In the past. Yeah, we do. We have made reservations. We made them like weeks in advance. But there was that time we went to South and we went to that Mexican restaurant and it was normal dinner hours and we just got lucky with a seat, I guess.
Dude, it was.
But
empty.
It was like, it was crowded. Remember, there was tons of people asking that.
I don't care.
Anyway, continue. I don't think I have any more tips or tricks.
Okay, Matt and RJ, you guys good?
A convenient way to hold all your water and drinks is by using the greatest PAX tumbler you've ever seen.
By drinking it.
By drinking it.
All right.
There was one person who was asking about Cookie Brigade.
Food trucks after as well. If someone asked a question about food trucks.
We haven't mentioned Cookie Brigade, but I'm guessing they're more of a tip if I would have mentioned them, because if you want food. And I'm not going to mention if it's free or not because you should be donating to their cause. But you can tweet at
That
them
sounded
and they
so-
will send you food. They will bring you cookies. And it's for a donation. You can donate. You don't have to donate, but you should because it goes to a good cause. It goes to
Child's Play.
Child's Play.
They don't take any profits. It's 100%
Yeah,
volunteer.
they don't take
based.
any profit at all. And yeah, the best way to get a hold of them is by tweeting at them. There's usually somebody in their Cookie Brigade lounge that's monitoring the tweets, and they will send out people to your location. We've had it happen at a panel a couple times where somebody tweeted at Cookie Brigade, and then all of a sudden Cookie showed up in the middle of our panel. So there was a huge cookie thing that happened.
A huge cookie thing.
A huge cookie thing where they were just giving out cookies.
Yeah, I was
left
just gonna
and right.
say that sounds so like passive aggressive, like, and they are free, you know, but you should be donating. Like,
That's because it's for a good cause.
no, I
okay?
agree.
Listen, it's free cookies for sure. It's really free cookies, but come on.
And if you're looking to get some merch and help out Child's Play too, their booth is always like full of a bunch of really cool merch.
Oh yeah.
It's not
They
like a
got
bunch of
some
like
great merch.
cheap crap that you're just buying to help. Like if you want to just help, they usually have like their card dip token, like I don't know what they call them.
They're dips. They're just called dips.
Okay, yeah,
They're just these little like things that you can stick your card in, and it'll take off like $10 or $20 or something like that. They usually run like a voting thing with it.
Yeah, they do something cool with it.
Yeah, they usually do something fun with it.
But yeah,
So.
or you can buy some
Hello,
merch and that
Canderson.
supports too. All right,
Anderson.
I think we're good to go into the next section. Unless I think RJ got talked over for a sec. So RJ, did you have something different, or was it basically covered?
It was covered.
All right, cool.
Someone
All right.
also asked about food trucks.
Oh, food trucks.
There are food trucks on the side and in front of the convention. Some are more crowded than others. I would recommend going to the front if you're not looking for as many lines. Actually, no. In recent years, I've noticed the front are actually more crowded than the sides. I don't know if it'll change. Try both if one's crazy crowded. That's my only suggestion. I don't know if anyone wants to add. I don't know how much more you can add to food trucks, but
Don't rely on food trucks as a good source of like getting food if you're a picky eater. I'm a picky eater, and I remember when we went to the food truck, I was like, yeah, none of these are really that delicious. And I think we ended up settling on some Mexican restaurant that was selling cheeseburgers, I guess.
no, we never went to a
Really
Mexican
random.
restaurant at East.
Well, it was a Mexican food truck.
Oh, well, maybe.
think-
I don't know. All I know is when in doubt, I just kept getting home fries. All right.
It was really random, but they don't have like a huge selection sometimes. So
So we're not gonna touch on everything here. Otherwise the rest of this stream is going to be the length of what has already become. But we're
Yes,
going to
sorry.
talk about the things that you can do outside of the event, either between like in the nights of each day, or before or after the event. Things
like
like
the
that.
PCD panel.
Nope, that is a panel. That
Oh,
is
okay. I'm
in
sorry.
PAX. I mean like after parties, before board game nights, things like
Let me
that.
pull up my after party list.
Yeah, we're
Hold
gonna-
on.
Like
But-
our escape room that we're going to.
That is not. That is
That
private
not
at this
to be
point.
shared. That is private.
Yeah. Like,
That is
I'm not
to
saying
be
come.
shared.
I'm just saying like doing stuff like you can do stuff away. You
I
don't
will
have-
say though, in mention
Other-
of that, we have hosted now. This is the second one that we've done. PAX community escape room, but it's limited to people who have verified themselves, and we usually do signups like weeks and weeks in advance. So if you're interested in doing an escape room type thing, make sure you do get verified, and you keep an eye on when we start posting about those like a month or so beforehand. So if you're going to West and you want to do an escape room, make sure you're ready. So anyway.
so there's the pre-PAX board game night is like one of the biggest like recurring things that always happens,
Mm-hmm.
and
So pre-PAX game night is at the Westin. It's on Wednesday, from 4 to midnight. It's at the basement of the Westin, and they usually have like board games already out that you can pick up, or you can bring your own to play with a group of people. It's in the Galleria and it's free.
Oh, that's where I was trying to remember where it was.
Yep, the Galleria.
Cool.
Another one that's going on at Wednesday is the Pre-Gamer, which is located at Laugh Austin. They're from 6 to 10. and it's free, but you have to register. If anybody's interested, it's on Eventbrite. And then the big one is the Poke Crawl. That's the bar crawl for PAX East. Every PAX has a bar crawl that they do.
Always themed after something.
It's always themed after somebody. Like South is the shot of fire and ice, which is Game of Thrones themed. East is the Poke Crawl. West is the Tri Wizard tournament. So the Poke Crawl is on. It's at several places. It's a nonprofit for Child's Play. It's based around Pokemon. There's a forum post about it if you want to sign up for it. I don't know if there's any spots open, but chances are there is, because some of the forum-based events have not been shared widely, so they don't fill up all the time. I will post it in the East channel though and ping it pin it for you guys.
Just say, please don't ping everyone.
Yeah, no, I'm not pinging everyone. That's all pre-gamer. Sorry.
So, unless anyone else has anything else, like that was a lot of the main stuff that happened, and there's a whole freaking list of. Is that the big list of all of them?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a list of a bunch of the different party stuff you can do. They're not like crazy crowded usually. A lot of them are like recurring people that keep going, and a few more seem to like tag along every year. They are really cool. A lot of the people that run most of them are pretty cool. I know some of them from like the forums and everything. I believe some of them.
And some of them run multiple. Like the girl that runs Shot of Fire and Ice, she used to help run the East one, I think it was, if I remember correctly. So a lot of the group is like the same people who run them, or it's a group of them that do it. So
there are some parties that do have a lot of people you can probably expect. Like I'm gonna guess the Rooster Teeth after party is gonna have a lot of people. The Bethesda Game Day party.
Yeah, Bethesda is gonna be a big
one. Day.
Yeah,
Bethesda's
gonna hit.
So just keep note about the popular ones, and then get there earlier as need be. So
Rooster Teeth is at 7:30 on Friday night at District Hall. It's $20 to get in. Bethesda Game Day is at Laugh Boston on Friday. It's free, but good luck getting in.
Honestly, if it's anything like the West one, it won't be like terribly hard to get in, as long as you like don't mind waiting like an hour or so. And they did. I mean, if it's anything like the West one, again, they did food basically and drinks for people, and they gave out shirts for people that attended. So,
which I really wish I could have gotten one of those.
I'm actually wearing that one right now.
God, I hate you.
That's all right.
I wanted a shirt and I couldn't get one, so he got one instead.
All right, so let's go into just some Q&A stuff. We covered a pretty good amount of stuff. Obviously, there's some like generic stuff that we would like you can just find on the general PAX facts. But if you have any additional questions, because there's plenty of stuff that will pertain to only a handful of people that we might have not covered.
Tannerin brought up a tip that is probably going to be handy. Hotels don't allow you to smoke pot, so don't smoke pot. I think it's legal in Massachusetts. I know it's legal in Washington and Utah. Is it? Mm-hmm. Congrats, you guys have finally made it as a state.
Thank you. Except it's highly regulated.
Yeah, it's highly regulated in Washington, but we're the same way. It's like we got legalized and Oregon got legalized, and we're like, yay! But don't smoke it anywhere public.
Yeah, you have. It's required by law to do it in a private area, and you can't do it in a hotel. So realistically, there's not any place for you to do it. Also, please don't smoke, vape, or do any of that kind of stuff inside the convention center. You can get in a lot of trouble for that. Yeah. And or if you do get caught, you may or may not get either a really stern warning. You might even possibly have the risk of getting tossed out. So please don't do that. If you need to like vape for whatever reason or smoke, just walk outside. Especially if it's later day, you shouldn't have that big of an issue getting back in.
If you want to go out and smoke, if you go not to the main entrance but to the side entrances, those usually have very smaller lines, very quick bag checks, and there are smoking sections outside by where the buses are that you can go to, as well as if you think that you can get away with vaping inside the convention hall, not only will people most likely point you out to an enforcer, enforcers can still do their job while they are not wearing their red shirt. So you might not see a red shirt enforcer around, but we are around.
Yeah, people who are not on duty can still do stuff. So
I'm going to bring up something that I have much experience with that I wanted to answer real quickly. Autograph sessions.
Oh, I have
because
I have a
know-
ton of experience too because of all the questions I get for it.
Yeah. Well, I actually experienced it. So.
Well, yeah, you experienced the Jacksepticeye one.
Yeah, they also changed up a lot of their requirements since I think it was West, because East they transitioned, but they didn't do a very good job of transitioning the restrictions. West they hit it hard and they were like, yeah, this is like that's it. The limit is you're allowed, I think it was 60 seconds to 120 seconds. You basically a minute to 2 minute.
I was gonna say, you sound so like they're timing it, like they have like a stopwatch.
Yeah, they literally time you. You are either allowed
like...
to say something and get something signed or take a picture with them. You cannot do both.
But quite frankly,
there was
the thing you should bring up before just saying all this is like this was West, and it was also like
this was West.
It was Jacksepticeye, like that's all we saw it, so that's what it's based off of. Like it could be a little different. They might have gotten a little more lenient. This is just like the worst case scenario. What you should like be thinking it could be.
And particularly for Jacksepticeye, because his line is 4 hours before the actual thing, and then even then you're standing in line for another 4 hours, because if you're like last in line, you're going to be waiting the entirety of the line, which is another 4 hours. So they have to restrict it that way, because otherwise it's just going to be a madhouse. I think at East they tried to do wristbands. At West they didn't do the wristbands. They basically just had a lineup for people at Weston. It was limited to 2 minutes. You were only given the option of signing and talking to him, or getting a picture with him. You're not allowed to give gifts to them. They stopped that at directly. They stopped that at East, I think it was.
No, it was West. It was I heard
it was West.
Okay, I thought East they also said don't give gifts, or they
no, they allowed you. I'm pretty sure last year.
Oh, okay.
At East.
But yeah, those are the restrictions on that one.
Like,
so
if you want to bring a gift, like completely expect for them to just tag it and have to put it to the side and give it to them later. It ended up
because it just takes forever.
And a lot of people, do you mind like you guys gave gifts at East? I'll wait for the response for that, but keep going. I like lost my train of thought because I stopped to look at that.
Well, I'll continue on a little bit about autographs. I don't personally go to autographs, but you also need to make sure too, because I do know that this does happen, especially East, because last year they didn't regulate times very well. So this may or may not happen now, because they're going to do like exact counts for line size and the times. But after like 4 hours of signing, like the last quarter of talking like the full line, the last quarter of the line was basically cut off and said, you guys aren't going to see him. You might not see him because it's not going to be enough time. So you need to be ready that if you're some of the last people in line, that you might not actually even get the chance to talk to them, because it just takes way too long to go through all the people. Yeah. So it's something you want to keep in mind.
And this is really just for the big ones, like Jacksepticeye. I can't say Markiplier because he's not coming this year. Yep. But the smaller ones, I think like DCA, Dice Camera Action, and some of the bands, they generally have a lot more leniency because they're not as full, but they can get pretty long too. And then these are the PAX official signings. There is actually usually signings for like Mixer, streamers. Twitch isn't going to be there, so we don't have to worry about Twitch.
Thank God.
Discord, they only had a meetup last year. I don't think they're doing meetups this year.
I don't think they're doing it anymore.
Because they did one, and I guess it was a big. It was a big mess.
Of bad feedback from it too.
Yeah, they got a bunch of bad feedback from it, so I don't think they're going to be doing meetups anymore for that. And then YouTubers generally have their own separate meetups as well, that generally are run by themselves. So keep in mind of who's actually hosting the signing, because if it's PAX, then it's going to fall into those rules. But if it's just by themselves or by like a booth like Mixer, they'll have their own handlings for those things.
Kikyo brings up a good point that I actually do remember from West. If you like want to get a picture and get something signed, if you have someone go with you and just take a video of you going up to meet them, like that's completely allowed. Like we actually got, we were talking to an enforcer outside the signing. They said that that's fine. That's right. So yeah, that's like the best way to get like everything that you probably want. Like you get to go up and talk to them. You can get us something signed. and get a video of you doing it, and then try to find a frame that you like, and then if you want to screenshot it, otherwise just keep the video.
Yeah.
Meeting a stranger, people are usually nice. You can probably ask someone behind you.
Yeah. As far as recording a message thing, I would, if I had to guess, just because I haven't heard too much about it, it would probably take up your thing for like signing or taking a picture.
Yeah. It would be your essential signing section.
Unless it's like a quick thing, then like the content creator might just say like, yeah, sure. Like if you're just saying like, say, hey, can you just say hi to my friend real quick on here? Like I don't know. I would assume that's up to the content creator as long as you haven't used much time.
And keep in mind that Jack has a panel that he usually does. Basically, the entire panel is Q&A. So, and it's streamed. So if you wanted to say something to your friend or have him say something to your friend who's not there, if you are part of the Q&A, there you go. You get to do a shout out, essentially. I think they limited that. They limit that to like 3 to 5 minutes, I think it is, for his panel. But they're not hardcore on that one either. Like you can ask a question.
It's probably his discretion.
Yeah, it's at his discretion. He'll kind of get annoyed if you start like listing off a bunch of things that you want him to say or do or talk about. He'll just like go away kind of thing.
To go with Ninja Cupcake, little tip: the PAX Lions Twitter is awesome. There's actually a section in the PAX app that has like literal like progress bars at they update based on the line counters for the enforcers doing the panel lines. Those update, they're not incredibly frequent, but for the larger panels they'll be updated like every couple minutes, so you can get a gauge for that as well.
I think all the panels are updated every few minutes. I don't think that they.
Well, like our panel at Arachnid was only updated like.
No, it's
every
based
10.
on.
I'm probably the smaller panels they do it less, but the bigger panels they're pretty good on getting them updated frequently.
It's not. It wasn't frequency, because when we talked to them, they said it's set at certain percents, like that the progress bar can hit when it hits a certain amount of capacity. So like if you're at 0 capacity, it's at 0%. If you're at 1 person, like Arachnid went up to 16%. Like, and it just stays there for a while until you pass the next threshold. You get what I mean? So like the percent.
They still have to count though and put that in, is my point though.
Yeah.
So it's whenever they get it updated.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good about it.
Yeah. Bigger panels, generally you want to be there between an hour to 2 hours ahead of time is usually what I recommend, up to like an hour. The smaller panels you can usually show up like right then and there and get a seat. I can't guarantee it'll be a good seat, but you'll get a seat. So there's that.
I don't even want to know how like crowded this Gearbox panel is going to be. Like, I wanted to attend, but I really just don't want to sit there for 5 hours of my time just to see what I can see live streamed.
I'm gonna try and pop my head in if I can get in the line, because I'm gonna just hop in earlier and then it's whatever. But
go ahead, RJ.
GFX, you brought up a good point about waiting.
Yes.
5 hours for
a
go see the Gearbox panel. Not only that, but you won't be allowed to line up for 5 hours, because you cannot. There are certain the PAX Lines app will tell you when the lines will be open for you to line up for certain panels. Generally, it's about
2 hours.
It's generally about 2 hours. However, the enforcers that are manning that theater will know, so you can go to them. However, you cannot line up to then get in line. They do not allow that. You can't just sit there and wait, and then when the line opens up, get in, because it creates traffic jams, and we just need to keep the flow of traffic going. So generally, they'll ask you just to keep moving.
And if a line is capped, do not ask them to stand and wait until they uncap. They will not let you do that, because you will create a fire hazard. We tried it at the Nintendo booth. It did not work.
Yeah, so. We don't let people.
Yeah, that's another important thing to note, is that if it's a panel that's streamed, if it's your first PAX, and this is like, it's kind of a big deal, but like it's not on the top of your list kind of thing, just watch the streamed version later, because you get to basically see exactly what you would normally see.
Is the Gearbox panel being streamed?
Yeah,
I believe so. It should be. It's main theater.
Well, actually, that doesn't mean anything, because main theater is not always streamed on purpose.
I thought it was streamed like.
I'm pretty sure there's certain
pretty much the entire event.
I'm pretty sure there's certain things in there that like are sometimes like requested to not have streamed.
Maybe.
It depends
But it's
on
generally streamed.
who's hosting the panel.
Yeah.
I'm also sure I feel like Gearbox is gonna have their own like team there also streaming.
Oh yeah.
Like especially if they're actually announcing things like Borderlands 3 and that they have like it looks like they have a new IP coming out too.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Was it looked like a new IP, not like a sequel or anything like that. So
Beyond oh right, you're enforcing Marlene.
lucky Marlene's enforcing.
I think I'm actually on the Discord booth shift when that's happening, so you know.
I think so. We're
Ah.
scheduled for what, Saturday?
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
Didn't we do Saturday?
Yeah,
Either that or
I
Friday.
don't know when I'm
we
doing
did one
things.
of those 2 days. We'll have to look at that again. But speaking of Discord, a tip that we didn't mention: Discord usually has a recharge station where you can plug your phone in. So if you want to hang out at Discord and charge your phone, there you go. They have like these giant like charger things that have like 200 different plugs on them, so you can plug your phone in regardless of what connector it has. It's kind of nifty.
I just switched just to open discussion because we're just getting probably to the end of the stuff because I don't see too many questions rolling on in.
Somebody asked, no, there's no Twitch. Twitch was not listed on the maps, and I don't think they're going to be on there because they might update it, but we're like what, a week and a half out, and there's still no Twitch. Chances are they're not going to be there. I think they're going to be in TwitchCon EU at this time, or just getting back from TwitchCon EU. So I doubt they're going to have their booth up.
Which
in
is
that
good, because I'm sorry for the few people that are partners that really enjoy the Twitch booth, but for the 98% of PAX, hell, for the 99.8% of PAX that isn't a partner, it quite frankly really is just a giant booth that takes up a bunch of space for a partner-exclusive lounge.
Yeah.
Which is why Discord also, like, I feel at least. Oh wait, no, they sent out the thing, the feedback about their booth, and they got shit on for even thinking about putting one in.
Yeah.
No one likes exclusive giant wastes of space.
Yeah. Especially if there's not enough people to like crowd that space effectively.
Yeah, it's like 30 partners in a space built for like 150 people.
Yeah. So it was, I think, West 2017, Discord had a partner lounge, and the times that I was by it, there was maybe like 1 or 2 people there hanging out, and that was it. And it was like a nice seating area too. Like it had like 2 or 3 couches. It took up some space, but there was nobody like legitimately in that space other than like the 1 or 2 partners that showed up.
No idea how much space Mixer took up though. Last year Mixer had a booth streaming like Fortnite the whole time. I don't think they had any sort of like partner thing, or like private.
No, they
lounge.
had their private spaces for their partner.
But it was
streamers.
for like but it was like 2 or 3 like streaming booths. It wasn't like a whole like lounge area, was it?
Oh yeah, no, there was so the way that they set up their thing is that their booth has like 3 or 4 lounges around the square, and then in the center is their own like lounge for those streamers. Like there's a lounge there. It's just a small lounge that
then
they just
screw
hang out
Mixer
in.
too. At least Mixer's booth isn't like huge.
It's literally like a glass zoo exhibit.
No,
exactly.
I saw that part, like where it's like you can look at one guy streaming in the glass box, but I didn't see the lounge part.
If you look through one of them, you can usually see a doorway that leads to their lounge area that's in the middle of the booth.
Yeah,
and that's
it. Weird.
So,
I mean, as long as it's not like huge, I guess. I just don't like how Twitch always took up so much space with theirs.
Oh, their booth was like one of the largest booths, and then they cordoned off so much space for it. So really... I don't think they're there this year, right?
Nope. That's what we were just talking about.
I know I had to step away for a second, but
you good?
So,
yeah, Razor. I agree that the non-expo hall space Discord booth was probably their peak. It wasn't busy, it wasn't crowded, it wasn't slammed, and it was just the right amount of like space for them because they have a lot of people who kind of like walk around the outside of it trying to figure out what's going on. But now it's like in the middle of the floor, and it can get like really madhousey, especially now that they've got like computers set up to play games and stuff. It's a little bit of a madhouse at the point. So,
if we don't have any last questions, I'll give it another minute or two. If anyone has any last minute things they want anyone to go over here, I'm gonna.
Did you want to ask us questions?
No, I didn't really have. I think we covered a lot without me having to do that this time.
Oh, I was gonna ask what you're most excited about for PAX East.
Uh, quite frankly, because of reasons only you know, our panel.
That's true. I'm definitely excited about that. But
Alright.
beside that,
Probably
Gearbox?
the announcements
So
that come out
two
of
new
Gearbox.
questions. Does a Twitch streaming need to bring their beer or whatever? Like, is there PC
Their what?
and other stuff or no? I'm assuming it means he meant gear.
Oh,
I would hope that meant gear because
Listen,
yeah.
I want some
Does
beer.
a Twitch streaming need to bring their own gear? So the streaming pods are generally provided by the company that's streaming. Like they did streaming pods for
Elgato.
Elgato, and Elgato usually provided the computers and stuff like that. They allow the streamers to bring their own stuff if they have like settings and stuff that they usually like to have kept up. But yeah, generally the company provides that stuff for them.
And then BYOC.
Can you? Yeah, BYOC. Can you still buy? I think you
Yep.
can.
I believe so.
I just put the
Yeah,
link in.
you probably would have to do will call though.
It's always will call.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
it's
actually,
100%.
I got mine shipped. Never mind.
Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be will call now, but you should be able to.
There's still
The
space,
random
yeah.
mysterious shipped badge for me.
Oh yeah, you were like, what the hell is this?
I was like, why am I getting a shipping? Like at first I thought it was because they were shipping SPG badges, and then I got it and I opened it. I was like, oh, this is a BYOC badge. I forgot I got this.
Do we have anything else? Just to go over like quick, just like some like last minute things that are just kind of general. Obviously we have 11 days left. Sundays are low right now. If anyone's still looking to buy one of those,
Is Thursday still low?
Thursday's going
Nope,
to be.
it's not low at
Yeah.
all.
That's why I'm still super excited for Thursday. Thursday's nowhere near
Oh,
low.
I am too.
It's gonna be
Nice.
a nice, easy day to walk around for anyone going. It's gonna be great. Gonna be fantastic.
Thursdays is a really good day to go if you're looking like as a first timer, because it's not crowded, generally pretty open because there's not very many people there. Booths will always have merch because it's the first day kind of thing.
Mhm.
So if you can manage a Thursday, definitely recommend it. I liked it last year when I went,
And
but last year was also their first year doing Thursdays.
all right, without any more questions, I think it's time for the plug.
Is it weird to
no.
use a gaming laptop as your computer in BYC? I just responded in chat, but
No,
yes, you
I bring,
can do
I
that.
bring, yeah, I bring a gaming
Yeah.
laptop because I'm not shipping my computer with me.
Oh no. But it also gives you that dedicated space too, just for you. So it also gives you that small like little area just to yourself. It's not even like technically you could get a BYOC badge and not even bring a computer. You could just
Yeah.
literally use it to bring your console, even
Yeah.
like your Switch. Like that's fine. You can bring really whatever you want. It's just your space.
Yeah. They provide you with an Ethernet, or no, they don't even provide you with. They provide you with a power strip and a slot for a modem. So you have to bring in your Ethernet cable, any power supply or power things that you need. There's space to bring a monitor as well. You can bring your keyboard, your mouse, a gaming mat if you use those, and then your computer. They generally don't want you to bring like 2 or 3 monitors just because that's a lot of space that you're now taking up, and you're only given like desktop size area.
But you're actually allowed
Or,
to
like,
buy more
one
than
monitor.
one space.
Oh yeah, you can buy more than one space though. So if you want to bring 2, you're just that big of a nerd. Buy 2 spaces because it's just rude to try to fit one space with one monitor. So yeah, I always bring my laptop. Or for South, I brought my laptop. This year for East, I'm going to bring my laptop as well, because it's super nice to have like a computer that has dedicated internet. Where it's not like you're in a touchy spot or something like that, or you have like low connection. You have this Ethernet port that is like, it's good internet, like good enough to play video games and stuff. So
You do
wanna
have to
plug?
make sure once again you still bring your own Ethernet cable, or else you're going to be
Yep.
trying to do Wi-Fi. So
Yep. They also sometimes have connectors. Like I forgot to bring my USB to Ethernet port on my laptop, and they had one, but that's your mileage may vary. Like,
Yep.
you might
Don't
not
plan
get
on
it. I was lucky that they had one that they gave me, kind of thing. So
Oh yeah, I have yours right now.
good. I need it.
All right, we can go
Plug.
back to something else if anyone thinks of anything, but it's time for the plug.
Do it.
So, as I'm sure most of you have forgotten by now, this great stream has been brought to you by the PAX Community Discord. We are having a game night panel on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. in the Bumblebee Theater. We're going to be playing some games. We're going to be giving out some prizes, and taking names, and playing games. That rhymed.
It did rhyme. Congrats.
You're welcome.
What?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly. As you can see by my great 2D diagram, it's pointing straight to the theater on level 2. It's a great graphic. It works it has multiple purposes. But yeah, so we're going to be playing, things aren't
not allowed to
finalized
share.
yet. Yeah. Well, actually, things literally aren't finalized yet.
I know we're doing trivia.
I-
That's there.
Yeah. And,
And
if we have
will
time,
likely.
What?
I said likely at the end of the panel, if we have time, we'll play Jackbox.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
But the middle stuff, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
I also have some special stuff going on that is going to be something you won't find at any other panel in the goddamn world. Well, you probably won't find it at any panel in the goddamn world.
Language.
People say worse on
Child-friendly
Twitch.
stream.
Hey, I'm normally the one who gets yelled at.
But yeah, there's gonna be some cool stuff going on that is gonna be something you're gonna want to be there for. Don't miss the beginning of the panel. Don't miss the whole panel.
Oh yeah, do not miss the panel. We have special things planned, and we don't want you to miss it.
That doesn't sound creepy or eerie at all.
We don't want you to miss it. Make sure you get here.
You definitely won't be murdered there.
Definitely not.
So
sure.
Anyway, back off the plug. Yeah, so that's just one of many panels you can go to. Again, Thursday is one of the more emptier days, and not everyone's going. So if you're not there,
I have a plug.
That's great. I don't have a picture for your plug.
I know. Friday at 11 o'clock in Cuttlefish, I will be helping host a PAX 102. It's not necessarily for people who have been to PAX before. If you're a first timer at PAX, you should definitely show up. We typically talk about the communities around PAX. So some of the communities that we mentioned here were the Poke Crawl, the Cookie Brigade, and then our PAX community Discord is there. We also talk about PAX Pokemon League, which I'm shocked we didn't talk about it all during this entire stream. PAX Pokemon League is also going to be there as well, and then PAX Prank. I know Mr. T is hosting PAX Prank. Zurzel is not doing it. So yeah, a lot of the communities that you might not know about will be there. So if you want to learn about communities around PAX and you want to be involved and you want to have fun at PAX without having to stand in line at booths, definitely show up 11 o'clock at Cuttlefish.
Cool.
So there we go.
Any final things people want to say, or maybe last minute questions in the chat?
I'm the
So you think my
co-admin of-
Straight Talk 3G Galaxy 7 will be
Matt
okay
just
speed?
got talked over.
Well, no, I was started talking, then we both started talking at the exact same time. So like,
Poor Matt.
Scott, that's why I recognized you. I was I recognized you. Yeah, Scott runs PAX Pokemon League for the East side.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm glad I remembered it. For Scott, he would have been like shaming me in the PAX community, the Discord. For
That's
not
the thing.
mentioning it. Holy crap! For those that don't know what PAX Pokemon League is, it's a Pokemon League. Like legitimately, you win badges and you fight against the Elite 8. I think is at PAX East, and then you get to fight the champion and become the champion with your team. So definitely bring your 3DS, bring Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, make a team and compete. It's super fun. I was a gym leader at West. It was a fantastic time. And gym leader applications are open to everyone. You don't have to have participated previously. Just be a cool gym leader and you get it. So definitely recommend trying it out if you can. I think next year they're going to be doing the new game that's coming out, Sword and Shield. So that'll be exciting.
Cool. Anyone
I did
else?
another plug.
That's fine. This is the end of the stream. No one cares. Everyone's
Sure.
getting tired. Everyone's like, can't believe I've actually sat here for an hour and a half. Like,
hey, I took cough medicine. I'm gonna be conked out in like 10 minutes flat. So
listen, our own streamers are passing out. It's fine.
Right.
I'm getting more energy the more the stream goes on. It's great.
I am too. I've been clapping.
Good. Good.
More plugs. Pixel wants more plugs.
All right,
what
so
other panels was
if you
there?
come to Best Buy, I can get you
Oh.
hook you up with the Amazon Smart Plug.
I'm trying to think of the other panels that are going on that people have mentioned. Because I thought there was a. Is there a speedrunner?
There is a
Isn't,
speedrunner. He's in our server, I'm pretty
Who's
sure.
doing? Wasn't Sarah doing some panels too?
Yeah,
Sarah's
Division
doing a
10.
panel.
She's doing a cosplay
Yeah.
201
Yep.
lighted up or
Yeah.
something like that.
Cosplay. I will find it while you guys talk about something else.
On my way to Best Buy. There we go.
Yeah.
Someone.
Cosplay
Always
201
ready.
is on Saturday at noon in the Arachnid Theater. It's cosplay lighting. So if you've ever wanted to know how to like do lighting, and by the way, she's amazing. I've seen her cosplays. I've seen like the stuff that she's done. It's insanity. And it's super cool. So if you are into cosplay and you want to do cosplay that's got like lights and stuff like that, highly recommend going to that one. That one's super nice. So there we go.
Another plug. If you want to also find us and you're not going to be there Thursday,
Oh right.
me, GFX, and Enda are all going to be at the Discord booth at various times over the weekend. You'll be able to find us around volunteering. You can come say hi. You'll see our badges. I don't actually remember what times we're there right now, but
The schedule's taken down, so I can't look at it. Aspect has it. I think we're
it shouldn't
Friday.
be taken down.
I think we're Friday at like
just
3.
locked.
No, you can't sign it up. Or yeah, you can't sign up on it.
I couldn't
It's
care
lo-
less
yeah,
when
it's
I'm
just
supposed
locked.
to be there.
Let me pull up really quick, and I'll just.
I was gonna
tell
pull it
everyone.
up. I'm working on it. I'm
I
working on it.
All right, I'm on it.
You're on it.
Yeah.
I'm clicking it. I
Or-
clicked it.
That's too
RJ's
bad.
just sitting here in
So-
silence.
On Friday, Anda is going to be on at about 4 to 5.
With Ashton.
No one.
Yep, with Ashton.
No one knows who all
Um,
these people
I'm
are.
going to be on from 1 to 2 on Saturday. I'm also going to be on from 3 to 4 with GFX and Anda. Yeah, so all three of us in that block.
I'm not going to be on Sunday. I totally forgot to message Aspect and let him know that I'm leaving Sunday. So I will not be there on Sunday.
Okay. Yep. So it's gonna be
Just you.
just me. Yep.
I hope you're there.
So I'll be there
That's a good-
around like 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So that 2-hour block, you can catch me around there. You'll see our PAX East Discord badges. We usually put them on our lanyards, so like double sides. So our East badge is on one side, and the other side flipped around is our PCD badge. If you see us, say hi. So
Pixels by night. You're gonna pick up your badge anytime on Wednesday. Well, not anytime on Wednesday. I believe it's 10 to 8 on Wednesday. You can pick up your badge.
this year they're not letting you pick up on Wednesday. It's only Thursday. I'm pretty sure.
No, you can pick up on Wednesday.
still says on their
Wednesday
facts.
is open till 9.
I thought it was
think
8.
I thought I saw
That's
someone
like
on
eight.
Twitter that will call was now Thursday only and up.
Well,
No,
listen,
I could be wrong with
call
that,
us-
but-
we'll call us Wednesday.
it should be. It's always usually the day before
It's-
PAX 2.
Yeah, they have it. They have it
Okay.
open the day before.
But if
that's
it
listed.
yeah, it should be open till 8 on Wednesday, and then it's open right in the morning at 8 on Thursday as well.
Yeah, Thursday they open at 8. So you.
They basically do that every day for the most
Yeah.
part. Basically, when the
Yes.
doors open, you can walk in over the will call and you can pick your stuff up.
Yep.
You just show ID.
If you're looking for your PCD badges and pins that you purchased, donated for
It's right on the right
whatever, we will we'll be putting you guys in a special channel that will get special notifications for where we will be so that you can pick it up. So you'll get more information about that within the next week or so, once we get you guys started added in. So meetup locations.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think we're finally coming to an end.
Are we?
I don't know.
We don't
I
have
can't
any more?
believe it.
I know. This is going to be short.
RJ, do you have anything left?
Nope, I'm all set.
I was going to say, RJ passed out. He's dead.
He's dead. He's gone.
Ooh, what else?
No, Matt. No, Matt. There's no more.
I know. I'm just
There's
trying to scrounge something out.
No, there's no more. We're good.
All right, so
We made it.
I'll pop this up one more time. 8:30 p.m. Thursday. If you don't have a Thursday badge, that's fine. They're readily available. Come on. Well, if you're not
They're
coming
readily
there,
available.
yeah. If you're not there, what are you doing? You can win some free stuff. Maybe you'll make your money back in free stuff. Maybe the
if you're
Oh.
looking, if you don't mind being a
Phantom.
little.
This was
Sketch.
asked before.
Mhm.
I forgot to mention this was asked
Oh
before.
boy.
Because our panel's at 8:30 and technically after the show floor is closed, you still have to have a badge. So,
Yes.
fun fact that you can do is if somebody doesn't plan on being back at the convention center after the doors close, you can swap badges with them and just ask for their badge. Sometimes they'll even let you buy them off of them for a cheap price. So if you need a Thursday badge and you absolutely don't want to pay $57 for a Thursday badge when you're only going to use it for the panel,
You might get one for like 10 or 20 bucks.
yeah.
I was
you
also
might
going
be
to
able
say
find somebody leaving.
PAX Pass Exchange, because since they're saturated, the prices are slightly lowered.
Oh yeah.
So you can probably find some for a little bit less on there as well.
I've-
As long as you don't mind the obviously third party, you still have to deal with that. It's not official, but you can definitely work that out.
Yep. So like, yeah, you don't have to pay the $57 badge price, but there are ways of getting a badge. But yes, you do have to have a badge, unfortunately, to get into an 8:30 panel. Unfortunately.
Well, not unfortunately. You're still part of the show.
Yeah, you're still part of the show. You're still getting to see it because afterwards
And
you can go down to
home
Tabletop
as well.
Free Play with them and play some games.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
You get to have a memento too. Another badge, another thing
Another
to have.
badge,
So
yeah. Oh, I love keeping my badges. They're great.
Go on Reddit. I'm talking to Kikyo. r/PAX Pass Exchange.
I was gonna make that an actual link.
That's fine. But basically, you can just post up there. You can decide if you want to do mail. Well, actually, at this rate, mailing is probably
It's
becoming
mailing
out of
is
the
available
question.
still.
Unless it's, like,
People will still
overnight,
mail.
other than that.
It is, yeah, it's just
You
getting
can-
close to.
You can USPS will ship 2 to 3 day priority for a pretty cheap price too.
Yeah, I paid
and you get it
$6 to do it.
No, it's like $2. I ship Pokemon cards
Oh
all
well,
the time.
I always
today,
ship mine
and
through
it's like
the.
$2 to $3.
I don't use the envelopes.
Oh.
I use like the big envelopes.
Oh yeah, no. If you use the smaller envelopes, they're like
Yeah, I don't trust
it's like
them.
$2 to $3 to ship that way.
I like the big boy ones.
Oh.
They're
Are
like
you bringing the
6, 7
tickets?
Yeah, I'll take care of.
He has the tickets. Yeah,
This is.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yes, I will take care
I gave
of
it to
our
him at
panel
South.
stuff.
yeah.
All right.
Don't talk about panel stuff. You don't need to.
No, I'm just asking. Just asking.
Jacksepticeye
later.
definitely won't be at our panel. Wink. No, I'm
No.
kidding. I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Good lord, no. People are gonna
Yeah,
show up
no.
and they'll be like, "I was told Jacksepticeye was gonna be here. What
Yeah.
happened?"
At West, we
couldn't make
popped our heads out, and we happened to see like a Discord developer sweatshirt. Some Discord,
Jackaplier?
Ja-
Oh, no.
some Discord staff actually popped into our West. I know. Oh, what was his name again? I feel so bad for forgetting his name. Zorkian. Zorkian said at West to me that he was going to try and come to East with the
He's not coming
Discord game.
East.
Sadly.
He's not
not.
coming.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
I got a list of all the confirmed devs coming to PAX East, and he was not on the
Yeah,
list, unfortunately.
Upset. Unless
But
he's like
Stanislav
a
is
super last minute.
coming.
Yeah, he's
Well,
cool.
Stan
Stan's
always
coming.
kind of comes.
Yeah, he didn't go to South. He Zorkian went to South instead. So anyway,
Oh, that's
we've
probably why
we've
he's
talked
not.
for a long time.
Yep.
All right.
Let's close
well,
this out.
thank
Somebody
you.
close this
Alright.
out.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. If you have any more questions, join the server. Actually, you all should be already in the server at this rate. Discord.gg/PAX or go to your client/app. Click the add button. Type in PAX. It's 3 letters. Not that hard to get to. In there, you'll have updates about everything that we're doing, about PAX. It's good. It's good. It's got a lot of we're in a bigger theater this year, so we gotta fill
We
that
need to
theater.
fill it.
We need to fill that theater. We almost
Yeah.
filled last year. Now we really gotta
Yeah,
almost.
West we almost filled out.
Especially on a Thursday, we really got to do that. So
Yeah. So tell your friends. Tell your friends. Buy them Thursday badges. Buy. Do it.